Hello, my name is Andrew Lott. I will be performing two contrasting monologues, one from Achilles and Sparta by Shar White, and the other from the Nina Variations by Stephen Dietz. Well, here I am, stuck in a crow's nest all day long. It serves me right for being vain, but what can you say? This big fleet pulls into harbor and everybody gets drunk on the size of it. I mean, we're all like, yeah, we rule, we're gonna kick some butt. So yours truly sneaks on board and they catch me the first night and put me to work. Now I'm like, this sucks. I mean, we're great and all, but you start pulling the ropes instead of sitting in your armchair waving flags all day long, you start rethinking your position on things pretty fast, I'll tell you. Especially when things aren't going your way. Oh! Land! Boy. The first time you see dolphins, you're like, yo! But then after the next 1,000 times, you're like, okay, dolphins. You know? I mean, it's just like everything else. All this talk of, keep your eyes peeled or I'll skin ya, or, vengeance! Vengeance! Or, we're number one! I mean, at first that's all exciting too. But then after a while you're like, look, we're gonna be skirting around the Mediterranean for like 10 years. Like, save it up a little. Now look, you see that Achilles armor flashing in the sun? That guy. His arms are like kablam! And his sword, it's like ka-ching! First time you lay eyes on him, you're like, yo! And after the next 1,000 times, you're still like, yo! At least up here I get to witness the likes of him. More and more, I'm convinced that form is not what matters. What matters is for a man not to find his form, the place assigned to him by the lone and cold eye of the world, but instead to find his soul. We ask a man, what do you do for a living? When instead we might ask, what kind of living do you do? We label a man a doctor, or a peasant, or a farmer, or a writer. And in doing so, we load the very weapon which will end his life. We create for him so narrow an inevitability that try as he might during the small window of his days, a man can do nothing but walk straight away into his death. And we will say of that doctor, or peasant, or farmer, or writer, he lived a good life. When instead we might say, what more of his life might he have lived? We are tricked by youth. It teaches us that new adventures will come each and every day. And like misinformed children, we carry that lie onwards into our lives. And what arrives instead? Day after day after day is sameness. Habit, form. And so we are left with one goal: to create a life which will accommodate boredom. Thank you.